National Beef Packing Company did not begin as a giant. It began as a response. In the early 1990s, the U.S. beef industry was already consolidating at speed. A small number of powerful meat packers were gaining control over pricing, processing capacity, and access to markets, leaving cattle producers with shrinking leverage and limited options. Against that backdrop, a group of producers in Kansas decided to do something unusual: build their own packer. In 1992, National Beef was formed with a simple but ambitious idea that efficiency, scale, and data could be used not just to serve shareholders, but to give cattle producers a stronger position in the value chain. From the start, the company focused relentlessly on yield, throughput, and operational discipline. It invested in modern processing facilities, built close relationships with feedlots, and adopted value-based cattle procurement long before it became industry standard. The model worked. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, National Beef grew rapidly, expanding processing capacity in the Midwest and moving far beyond its regional roots. It entered boxed beef, case-ready products, and by-product processing, turning every part of the animal into value. As global demand for U.S. beef increased, National Beef followed, building export capabilities and customer relationships around the world. By the mid-2000s, the company had become the fourth largest beef processor in the United States. What began as a challenger to the system had become a core pillar of it. That transformation brought attention and scrutiny. In 2008, National Beef found itself at the center of a landmark antitrust battle when Brazilian meat giant JBS attempted to acquire the company. The U.S. Department of Justice intervened, arguing the deal would concentrate too much power in too few hands and harm competition in fed cattle markets. The acquisition was blocked, sending a clear signal that regulators were increasingly uneasy with the level of consolidation in the meat industry. For National Beef, the moment was defining. It underscored how influential the company had become, and how closely it would now be watched. A decade later, ownership did change. In 2018, Brazil-based Marfrig Global Foods acquired a majority stake in National Beef. This time, regulators approved the deal. The partnership brought capital, global reach, and deeper integration into international protein markets. It also reignited debates about foreign ownership of U.S. food infrastructure, a theme that would return in moments of crisis. As National Beef scaled, its operational strengths became unmistakable. High plant utilization, advanced fabrication, and tight cost control allowed the company to compete aggressively in a low-margin industry. But those same pressures exposed the human cost of efficiency. Over the years, the company faced workplace safety violations, compensation disputes, and criticism over line speeds and labor practices. These challenges were not unique to National Beef, but they were inseparable from its growth. Then came COVID-19. When the pandemic hit, meatpacking plants were deemed essential. Production continued as the virus spread through facilities across the country. Thousands of workers in the industry became infected, and multiple deaths were reported. National Beef, along with other major processors, was accused by lawmakers of prioritizing supply continuity over worker safety and of amplifying fears of meat shortages to maintain operations. Congressional investigations followed, and public trust in the meat sector was shaken. At the same time, a different reckoning was unfolding in courtrooms. National Beef was named alongside other major packers in a wave of antitrust lawsuits alleging coordination to suppress cattle prices while inflating beef prices. Ranchers, retailers, and food service companies all brought claims. While many cases were settled without admissions of wrongdoing, the scale of the settlements reflected the growing belief that the structure of the beef industry itself was under strain. Food safety issues added further pressure. Product recalls, including those linked to E. coli, reminded customers and regulators alike that scale amplifies risk. Each incident tested traceability systems and reinforced the need for continuous investment in quality and pathogen control. Yet despite controversy, National Beef's market position endured. The company remained a key supplier to major retailers and food service brands, a significant exporter of U.S. beef, and a recognized player in premium and branded beef programs. Its ability to adapt, optimize, and deliver at scale kept it central to the global protein supply chain. Before we continue, if you enjoyed this video, like, share, comment below and subscribe. Today, National Beef stands at a crossroads shaped by forces larger than any single company. Antitrust reform is gaining momentum. Labor shortages and rising wages are accelerating automation. Sustainability expectations are tightening around emissions, water use, and animal welfare. Alternative proteins and shifting consumer preferences are challenging beef's long-term growth narrative. Trade policy, geopolitics, and biosecurity risks remain ever present. The company's future will depend on how it balances power with accountability, efficiency with resilience, and scale with trust. National Beef Packing Company is not just the story of a processor. It is the story of modern meat, how an industry built on volume and efficiency became both indispensable and controversial, admired and criticized, resilient and vulnerable all at once. In many ways, wherever the beef industry goes next, National Beef will already be there.